Caption, hook, plus, problem, to 900 characters. Have you ever wondered why certain people seem to pick on you more than others? Why some individuals constantly make rude comments, criticize you, or try to push your buttons? At first, it may seem like the problem is simply that they are mean or toxic by nature, but the truth is often more surprising. Many times, toxic people don't randomly choose their targets. Instead, they look for subtle signals that someone is easy to provoke, easy to manipulate, or unlikely to push back. Without realizing it, you might be sending those signals through small, everyday reactions. The way you respond when someone challenges you, the way you defend yourself, or even the way you try too hard to explain your decisions can quietly tell others that they have power over your emotions. The good news is that this pattern can change. In fact, sometimes changing just one simple behavior can completely shift how people treat you. When that happens, toxic people often lose interest, while respectful people begin to see you differently. And once you understand this small shift, everything starts to change. One of the biggest mistakes people make when dealing with toxic individuals is reacting immediately. When someone says something rude or insulting, our natural instinct is to defend ourselves, argue back, or show that we are hurt. But toxic people often depend on exactly that reaction. Your emotional response is what gives them satisfaction. It tells them they successfully pushed your buttons and gained control over your mood. In other words, the faster you react emotionally, the more power you hand over to them. That is why learning to pause is so important. Instead of responding right away, try a simple technique. Give yourself 3 seconds of silence. In your mind, slowly count 1, 2, 3. During that short pause, keep your face calm and your voice steady. When you finally respond, keep it simple and neutral. You might just say, okay, interesting, or cool. These short responses remove the drama they were hoping for. Suddenly, the situation becomes boring for them because they cannot control your emotions anymore. Strong people understand that not every comment deserves their energy. They choose carefully when to react and when to remain calm. Weak reactions come from impulse, but strength comes from control. When you stop reacting to every provocation, toxic people quickly realize their usual tricks no longer work on you. Another habit that quietly invites toxic behavior is explaining yourself too much. Many people believe that if they just provide enough details, others will understand their choices and stop questioning them. But in reality, long explanations can sometimes have the opposite effect. When you constantly justify every decision, it can make you sound uncertain, almost as if you are asking for permission rather than simply stating your choice. Toxic people often notice this immediately. To them, excessive explaining signals insecurity, and they may push even harder to challenge or control your decisions. Confident people handle this very differently. Instead of trying to convince everyone, they speak clearly and briefly. If someone asks why you made a certain choice, you don't need a long story. A simple answer is enough. For example, you can calmly say, "Because that's what I chose," then stop talking. No long defense, no attempt to gain approval. If the person keeps pressing you for more reasons, you can repeat the same calm response again. This shows that your decision is firm and does not depend on their agreement. The key lesson is simple. Your life choices belong to you. They do not require validation from everyone around you. When you stop over-explaining, people quickly sense that confidence, and toxic individuals lose one of the easiest ways they once used to control the conversation. Another critical reason toxic people continue targeting someone is simple. There are no consequences for their behavior. If a person repeatedly speaks to you with disrespect, cancels plans without care, interrupts you, or treats you poorly in front of others, and nothing changes afterward, their brain learns an important lesson. It learns that this behavior is acceptable. When people realize they can act however they want without losing anything, they have no reason to stop. Over time, this pattern trains them to see you as someone who will tolerate almost anything. The solution is not yelling, arguing, or trying to prove a point. Instead, the real power comes from quietly changing your availability. When someone treats you badly, you begin to pull back. You might take longer to reply to their messages, become less eager to help them, or stop giving them the same level of attention and energy as before. If they invite you somewhere, you may already have other plans. These actions are not meant to punish them or create drama. They simply show that access to your time and presence is valuable. When people notice that disrespect leads to distance, they begin to adjust their behavior. In life, words rarely change people as much as actions do. The way you respond teaches others how they are allowed to treat you. When your actions clearly show that disrespect leads to less access to you, most toxic individuals quickly realize the rules have changed. Actions teach people how to treat you. Another hidden reason toxic people continue targeting someone is the fear of being disliked. When you constantly worry about whether people approve of you, you begin to change your behavior just to keep them happy. You avoid saying no, you stay quiet when something bothers you, and you try to smooth over every uncomfortable situation. Unfortunately, toxic people recognize this pattern very quickly. To them, the fear of being disliked is like a signal that you are easy to control. They know you will tolerate unfair treatment simply to avoid conflict or rejection. The more you try to keep everyone happy, the more power you unknowingly give away. The truth is that it is impossible for everyone to like you. In fact, if every single person approves of you, it often means you are hiding parts of your real thoughts and personality just to fit in. Living that way slowly drains your confidence and self-respect. Strong people understand something different. Respect is far more valuable than popularity. They are willing to accept that some people may disagree with them or even dislike them, and that is perfectly fine. When you stop chasing approval and start standing by your own values, something powerful happens. Toxic individuals lose their ability to manipulate you, and people who value honesty and strength begin to respect you much more. In the end, respect will always matter more than being liked by everyone. The final shift that makes toxic people stop targeting you is learning to feel comfortable being alone. Many people stay in unhealthy relationships or tolerate disrespect simply because they are afraid of losing connection. They keep reaching out, making plans, and trying to hold friendships together even when the effort only comes from one side. Toxic individuals often take advantage of this need for attention because they know you will keep chasing their approval. But when you become genuinely comfortable with your own company, everything changes. When people see that you do not depend on constant validation or attention, your presence suddenly becomes more valuable. Instead of always being the one who texts first or tries to keep conversations alive, you begin focusing on your own life, your interests, and your personal growth. You stop chasing people and start living with quiet confidence. At that point, something interesting happens. The people who truly care about you will reach out and make the effort to stay connected. Meanwhile, those who only stayed because you were always available slowly fade away. Independence acts like a filter in your life. It naturally removes toxic relationships and leaves space for healthier ones, built on mutual respect and genuine interest. In the end, dealing with toxic people is not really about changing them. It is about changing the signals you send. When you stop reacting to every provocation, when you stop over-explaining your decisions, when you create consequences for disrespect, when you stop fearing that someone might dislike you, and when you become comfortable being on your own, the dynamic begins to shift. These 5 simple principles quietly reshape how people see and treat you. Toxic individuals usually lose interest because they can no longer control your emotions or take advantage of your time. At the same time, the people who value honesty, confidence, and healthy boundaries begin to respect you more. Real change often starts with just one small step. So, this week, try applying just one of these principles in your life. Notice how people react differently when you respond with calm confidence instead of insecurity. If this message helped you, take a moment to like the video, subscribe for more insights like this, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might help someone else learn to protect their energy too.